Usually on ANZAC Day, I'm happy to say that many of our Peninsula community pay their respects at the various dawn services around our peninsula. But this year is very different. We can't gather in our usual way, but we can still offer our respect and our tributes. Today I'm at Sturt Bay on the south coast of Yorke Peninsula. In January 1917, 103 years ago, a bottle was found washed up on this beach. Inside that bottle was a message, and it was written 7 months earlier in June 1916. 19-year-old Will Williams had penned a message to his family. He was heading from Adelaide to Europe on a transport ship somewhere off the South Australian coast. He sealed the bottle sealed a message in a bottle and threw it into the Southern Ocean. He'd written a note as part of that message asking anyone who found the message to please forward it on to his family in Victoria. And the message to his family simply read this: "To my mum and dad, full stop. All is well, full stop. Everything going A1, full stop. Don't worry." This message was found by one of our locals, and it finally reached its destination to his family in Hawthorn, Victoria. Often the young men at that time had little opportunity to contact their relatives when the call to sail had been given. They were sometimes told at very late notice, and they didn't have a chance to even say goodbye. But just weeks after these words were finally received by his family received another message. It was the tragic news of his death. The same news that thousands of families who lost sons and brothers and family members in Europe would have received as well. See, Will was first wounded in action and partially buried in the trenches of France on Christmas Eve in 1916, and he was treated for his injuries and actually returned on New Year's Day. And sadly, a trench collapsed after some artillery fire, and Will became stuck, and he finally was killed by the bullet of a sniper. This is just one of the tragic, heart-wrenching stories that's been uncovered from Gallipoli and the conflict since. There must be many similar stories with a local Yorke Peninsula connection. Stories like this really should give us a fresh perspective, a new perspective on the struggles we are currently facing. You know, the pressures that many are feeling just at the moment through our COVID-19 crisis are very real, but on ANZAC Day we remember those who paid the ultimate sacrifice. So while usually we're laying wreaths and ANZAC Day services, having that moment of silence while the last post is playing, often we pray the prayer of remembrance or remember those words from the Gospel of John that there's no greater love than to lay down one's life for their friends. This year we do it in a different way. We still offer our respect. We honour those who have served. We do it with reverence, lest we forget.